Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Garage Chronicles with Grant. A little service tip for all you out there that happen to be working on the Empi HPMX carbs. I think they are. They're the Weber IDF knockoffs made offshore. Anyways, my service bulletin for all you out there working on these cars. If you have a problem left to right trying to get your carburetors to balance, and you've tried everything and your idle adjustment screws aren't working, you think to yourself, that's odd. So in my car, my driver's side, the idle adjustment screws, these little guys are right here, right there, they were working just fine. I would set them at the base of the bench set, and then I would adjust them. I got my RPM to come up, and then come back down again, and come back up to where I wanted it. Both sides worked fine. On the passenger side, I didn't have that much luck. The screws were actually not working at all. And what I have learned is that upon taking the carburetor off, is that they weren't working because they were already being bypassed. That's the transition ports, these little guys right here. I'll see if I can point them out to you here, like some kind of a pointing device. If you look right inside here, right down there, you can sort of see them. There's four little ports, tiny. They're maybe 0.5 millimeter in diameter. Those little ports were being exposed. So what was happening was, because they're off by about 25 or 30 thou from left to right, maybe even more of that actually. What was happening was, on the driver's side, the idle mixture screws were working just fine because the butterfly was completely closed or minimally open, whatever the setting is for it. And on the driver's side or passenger side, the butterfly was significantly more open because they were out of alignment with one another. So that butterfly was actually opening up one of the transition ports, one of those four little holes there. And that was causing it to bypass my idle mixture, which made running the car virtually impossible. I had the driver's side running nicely and the passenger side running not so nicely. So I guess what they do in the production of these things is, when they make them, those little covers, here, I'll see if I can get a little closer here for you. These covers right here, under there is where they drill the 4 holes for the progressive circuit. And then they pop that little copper or brass plug back in there to cover up the holes. Well, I guess what's happened, because of the inconsistencies, or maybe it's just the manufacturing process for these carburetors, they are significantly cheaper than everything else, and it's starting to show up why. They've drilled them in the wrong spot. So they're off, I'm going to estimate 30, 40, 50 thou difference in height. The only way to fix that would be to drill yet another hole, a 5th hole down the bottom, and have it where it's supposed to be. And I'm not getting into that. I'd rather not start engineering carburetors. So what was happening is, this side here was completely out of adjustment, or couldn't be adjusted, and have the car run. So I've since taken all the guts out of this carburetor and stuck them on the one I took off originally, because I had a bad thread. Now, I'm not going to dump on the Empi product here. I think everyone who's a bit of a traditionalist knows that the Empi stuff is good until it's not. And quite often, this is where it shows up in the details. So what I've done is I switched out the butterflies in the bottom. I used the original carb body, which seemed to have them in the right spot. I've got the left and the right tuned perfectly now, so they run really well. I'm at 6.5 on both sides for the amount of vacuum or the amount of suction going into the carburetors. The car idles beautifully at 900, so that was my issue. So that's a QA thing with Empi, and I hope they figure that out, or they design a solution for that, because that's pretty unacceptable. You buy a set of carburetors, they tell you right in the web page, oh, these are good, you bolt them right on. Well, they're not bolt on. You got to take them apart, which is pretty bad. Anyways, shame on you, Empi, and to you guys out there, if this happens to you, have a look at that. If those screws will not work, that's probably what's going on. If it's a Weber carburetor, I can't see it happening. They usually run pretty good. So anyways, little service tip from Garage Chronicles for you guys. Have a good day.